Now from here, I said, so now what this simple table is saying is that without what? Solving. Let's draw shear force and pendulum diagram. Without solving, from the knowledge, we already have the knowledge on how shear force and pendulum diagram works. We already have the knowledge. Just for sake of time, or you just want to find a possible way around it, let's draw shear force and pendulum diagram without solving. Now, take note of this. When you have a point load, this is your shear force diagram. When you have a support, this is your shear force diagram. When you have a u.d.l, this is your shear force diagram. Now, let's implement this idea, or let's apply this idea to this given beam. Say we've not done calculation so far. I'm giving this beam. What should be the expected shear force diagram? What should be what? The expected shear force diagram. Now, at A, I'm having a support. Right? This is 0. What's the shear force diagram for support? See the support, right? Going up. From A to C, I'm having a u.d.l. What's the shear force diagram of a u.d.l? Slant. Right? From, okay, I said it. The last one is beam. When you have beam, you see a line. Include it. When you have a beam, just note. When the first one, this is the first one, second one, third one. The fourth one, when you have a beam, you see a line. So now from here up to this level, right? C to D, I'm having a beam. See that line. On getting to D, I'm having a load. What's the shear force? See that load. So it is coming down. This is it. From D to B, what do I have? Beam. Draw a line. Right? Yes. On getting to B, what do I have? Support. It is pushing it up. Right? I'm having a beam. Draw a straight line. Then back to 0. It is pushing it down. Can you see? Shear force and pendulum diagram without, it's actually shear force diagram without shear force. Well, it is both shear force and pendulum diagram without calculation. So with this idea, let's take this quick one. It will save us stress from going through the whole process. You know it. Because particularly for civil engineering, it is always good to know it, just because if I were you that I want to do strength of material as the upcoming exam, during my script, I want to draw shear force and pendulum diagram. Before solving, before doing anything, at the back of my script, I'll draw my expected diagram. If I'm not getting anything that is tallying with this, I'm wrong. Coming out from the exam, I should know that I'm wrong. I've done rubbish. That's it. So if I see my result, it is my cause. I'm the cause of it. Are you getting me? So know it. Now from here, let's apply this idea to this very simple beam. Let's apply this idea to this simple beam. Let's say you are given this beam. This is A, B, C, D. So as usual, represent this as what? A graph sheet. What do you have? Take your reference line. Okay, you already have that table, right? This is 0. At A, what do I have? I'm having a support. A support. I still have the shear force as that support. So I'm having it as this. It is going upward, right? Going upward. A to B, what do I have? A beam. Draw a horizontal line. On getting to B, I'm having a point load. So it has to come down. It's going to come down. Coming down. B to C, slant. Right? It will come down again. Then C to D, beam. Horizontal line. Then go back. Then you have to shade. Thanks for that. This is minus. This is plus. This is plus. This is plus. Wait, let's take this 4. From here, let's say you have the one you see, always see or the simplest one that your lecturer will explain to you in class. And you just see that is this one doing magic, because the way it's going to draw it. So let's say you have this. This is A, this is B, this is C, right? So from here, so now let's draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. This is our first example. This is our second example. This is our third example. So for this, let's draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. This is the easiest one that we are going to explain for you in class. So now let's say, as usual, right? Take a reference line. Take a what? Reference line. At A, I'm having a support. I'm going up. From A to B, what do I have? Slant. What will happen? Back. Right? So shade.
Is it possible if you slant back to that?
Positive, negative. This is your shear force diagram. The next one is what? Bending moment. The next one is bending moment. By bending moment, okay, let's say we have point C. You know, it has to be symmetrical. This guy has to be symmetrical, meaning positive must be equal here. So let's say you have this. So meaning it has to pass this manner. Are you getting me?
Yes, yes.
Any question? This is my shear force diagram. Now the bending moment diagram. Don't forget, what type of load is this? A u.d.l, a parabolic load. Parabolic curve. Parabolic curve. By parabolic curve, what does it mean? I'm having it like this. This is what you see in textbook. But you can also see it inverted. You know the reason? Structurally, deflection. Let's say this guy wants to deflect. It can never deflect upward. It deflects downward. Now from here, meaning what do you have? Positive. Right, bending moment diagram. For this last example, what do you have? Take a reference line. It becomes what? You will now see that, you know, this was our first example under shear force and bending moment diagram. Without solving, you are going to have diagram. What do I have? Upward, horizontal.
Straight.
Can I see that? But don't forget, symmetrically, it must be equal. Positive, negative, shade. So right, what are you writing? Shear force diagram. The next one is what? Bending moment diagram. What do you have it? In what manner?
Slant. Go on the
Right? This is bending moment must start with 0 and must end with 0. So we have a value here. In textbook, you see this as PL over 4. PL over 4. This is positive, right? Bending moment. In textbook, you will see this as WL square over 8. Is it 8 over 12? It's over 8. So when you come to, for the same engineering, when you now come to the department, they are now welcoming you in the sense that this is the formula you use. You know, initially you would have calculated bending moment at this point, but you don't need to do that. You already know that this should be your bending moment diagram. This should be your shear force diagram. How do you now get this value? Just use this formula. Where W is the what? Load. L is the what? Length. Now say this beam is loaded with 20 kilonewton per meter. And say this is loaded with 30 kilonewton, just 30 kilonewton. Where this length is 3 meter, this is 3 meter. The total length here is what? 7 meter. Instead of you doing bending moment calculation, Just give me the value here. Substitute this. What do you have? Let's do that.
7.
Substitute this. Quickly substitute that. What do you have? That becomes what? How do you get the value here? How do you get the value here? 20 times 7 square over 8. What's the answer, please?
12 times 49.
What's the answer? Let me press my calculator. From here, I'm having 20 times 7 square all divided by 8. I'm having 122.5. 122.5. Meaning that by the normal calculation that would have done, which I'm going to get 122.5, I'll make use of this formula. So at this point, what do I have? 122.5 kilonewton meter. Right? Similarly, for this guy, say you are giving this, that becomes what? PL over 4, meaning 30 times 6 all divided by 4. Is either you use this formula or you use WAB over length. Is either you use this or you use this. Let's use this. What's the answer? 30 times 6. That's 45. This is what? 45 kilonewton meter. Now let's use this. Where A is this length, where B is this length. So that becomes what? 30 times 3 times 3. You must get 45 also. Press this. What do you have? 30 times 3 times 3 divided by 6. 45. 45 kilonewton meter. So instead of solving, you've made use of what formula. So in the next class, we look at how you can calculate